Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Heat. What does her looks have to do with him harassing her?
Listen, y'all be getting booty ties. Y'all be like, ooh, booty, and you just harass. Like, y'all don't even think straight. You just think booty.
How do you differentiate those? All right, I love the dick, or I love the thing that's attached to it.
All vaginas are beautiful.
They are.
And like back in the day, people like when you displayed like being a nerd or stuff, like why are you acting white? What?
And I always hated
Why
that.
is nerdiness associated with caucasity? I don't understand.
Me personally, I just keep my comments to myself, bro.
Girl, I seen you in all of them comments, man. I seen you sending memes and you going like this. I
Somebody was.
Childhood trauma, okay?
Somebody was tromboning a flute on the side. That's what they were doing.
Wow, they are really dogging me in these comments. They said I'm definitely more of a future than a Russell Wilson. Yo, y'all are foul as shit. They already talking about sensational. Look, I'm about to have my Hoochie Daddy shorts on all summer. Look, I'm ready.
Look, let me see
Oh
some
my
eyes.
God.
Real hot boy shit, okay? Real hot boy shit. Oh, boy.
I guess.
That's what started. Hold on.
Don't be like, Tommy. Welcome to the Real Heat, boys and girls. This is Tommy Bars, your host.
Yes, we're on. We're on.
We're on.
Smart
Hey,
ass.
welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Real Heat. Hosted by these three lovely faces and this one atrocious one who irks our nerves so bad. But
Why you gotta talk about smoke like that?
Ooh, he ain't talking about me though.
Damn.
He knows that.
So y'all already know. But we still gonna do it anyway. Go ahead, Miss Cooley. How introduce yourself to the folks at home with your glamorous face today? You know, it's a glam.
I'm Cooley. Today I did well, I'm in the process of editing and flipping a TikTok Ari and I did together. That's my daughter. We did our makeups together, so.
Oh.
But she drove me crazy during the whole thing, so now I got an attitude.
Children.
Mm-hmm. Calm it down.
I forget.
Come on, Hungry Jack. Introduce yourself.
Oh, it's not grapes no more?
No, watermelon, no.
Your pinky
Oh,
ain't
my
up.
neck?
No.
Your pinky ain't up.
No.
I thought you were talking about that one up there.
No, he said the atrocious one. Continue.
That's you. What you talking about? Hi, y'all. This is Thirst Trap 101.
Thirst Trap 101.
Because that, you tell me. Leave me alone. That's why you ain't got watermelon, sir.
That's fine.
Go, Snook. It's your turn.
You look good. Yeah. It's your boy, Snook Self-Made, here. Once again, we're going to skip Tommy Bars. We're going to go right to the top.
That's fine. Just want to let y'all know. Carnella said y'all sound quality is ass. Y'all got an echo. Oh. All of y'all got an echo except for me.
So hold up. Who's the one running the stream? You are. So it's a you problem, sir. We ain't running it. You're running it. Fix your stuff.
Carnella, do you see what I have to put up with? You see what I have to put up with? And first off, I'm not the problem because as you see, I have a microphone.
Why you got headphones in him?
Wait, let us know if it's good or
Because
not.
everything comes to the speakers.
You get to hear us twice. What's up?
It's not really hearing y'all twice. It's a reverb. But I definitely told you earlier.
Well, no shit. Oh my god.
Well, you said echo. What's the difference?
This is a toxic relationship, y'all. Don't do it.
Anyway,
Ooh.
so for our icebreaker tonight, I actually had another video and another idea in mind that involves some videos, but time kind of got away from me today. It's been a long and crazy day, but we're gonna go with our original icebreaker. So, who knows what shipping is?
Shipping and handling as far as relationships, because I'm still confused.
So,
I don't understand.
in the world that we live in now, we have taken relationship and turned it into a verb. Shipping, which would be the act of wishing people to be together. So in anime, a lot of times you see like the main characters and their antagonists being shipped. So like Naruto and Sasuke, and I'm pretty sure you've seen like all the little TikToks and shit. People are trying to like put Naruto and Sasuke together. They ship like a lot of love. Huh?
That was disturbing.
It's very disturbing. It's very. A lot of times you'll see.
Y'all
like,
know why it's disturbing since y'all making faces?
I'm so lost. Can you get to the point?
All right, continue.
I'm still lost.
Exactly, like Felicity and Barry Allen.
Oh man, they did horrible.
Who did horrible?
What?
And we're putting Barry to what's her name? Felicity should have been together with him.
What, with Barry? Yeah.
Much better couple. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm still lost.
Felicity and me, definitely.
So,
that was a shipping that they did as well.
Shipping, coolly, is when people pin people together they want to be in a relationship who aren't supposed to be in a relationship. So Felicity, and this is going back to the CW Arrowverse shows.
Flash.
Felicity was from the show Arrow.
Who the fuck is Felicity?
I'm telling you, she was from the show Arrow, and she was the love interest of Green Arrow. Of course, everybody knows who the Flash was, but the Flash and Felicity had a very good relationship. That and sometimes seemed better than her and Oliver Queen's relationship, honestly. But shipping is pretty much the act of putting people together that should not be together, but that it's not like the status quo for those two to be together.
Kind of like on the Legend of Korra. Yes, I went to Avatar, where they had Korra and what's his name, the Firebender.
Yes.
No.
No,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay.
But also, since you want to go there,
brother, right?
Yeah. Since you want to go there, we could also talk about Korra and who was the girl that she went to the spirit world with? I can't think of her name.
That was not forced. I like that.
People ship that, but like even though it was implied, of course, the story's not gonna write it like that, but a lot of people ship that. So that is what shipping is. Boom! Shut up.
Look at that phone, sir.
What?
We have a follower that's not able to get into the chat.
I promise you, she's not blocked. Yo, why every week, Serene Chaos and all these issues been here. Oh, you know what it might be? Has she verified her email? Which? I'm sure she has. You said she's had this account for like years. So I'm sure she has. Other than that, I don't know why. I ain't blocking. I love Danny. So it won't me. You might want to look to the person to my left.
Ain't nobody blocking.
Shit. Fuck you, Tommy.
God damn, you're so hostile today.
Such a dick, Tommy.
That's every day.
Right. But anyway, to keep things moving. So tonight's episode is called Shipping and Handling. As you see, we just got down to what shipping is, and tonight's episode will be about relationships as a whole, not just romantic. We'll also be talking about work relationships, family relationships,
co-hosts,
relationships.
Toxic.
Very toxic.
Toxic. This guy.
I have no comment.
Anyway, so yeah, tonight we'll be talking about relationships and how we handle them, whether it be good or bad, positive or negative, just how we handle them. So, first thing I want to bring up, if you guys paid attention, in science class back in elementary school, most of us did. We had short attention spans. You may remember that there were 5 type of relationships in nature. Snook actually pointed out that science decided to add a 6th one that I don't understand at all. But if you remember them,
Tommy pointed out that he still remembers the 2nd grade SOL, which is his memory is what's impeccable.
Immaculate.
can y'all hear that?
Impeccable. Wonderful. Yeah, my power probably might go out. Just letting y'all know.
And shit.
Y'all getting the stories we just had, huh?
Probably so.
I sent them up there to y'all.
But the 5 type of symbiotic relationships are competition. I think that one's self-explanatory. You have predation, predator and prey. Pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory. Commensalism. Which one of y'all was so stuck on commensalism when we was talking about this earlier?
Me?
It's like communism.
That's the one. Hold on, you put it in here. It's So for those who don't know what that is, it's basically when So think of like a whale and how it has barnacles, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically like when one, I guess, organism or thing benefits off of another, but the other one doesn't get anything out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get hurt
So, like,
or it doesn't
Tommy-
benefit.
Like Tommy on this podcast, he's just leeching off of us? Okay, got you.
I know you fucking lying.
You saying we don't have a mutualism?
I know you fucking lying.
But yeah, that's basically what it is. When one benefits and one doesn't get anything, no bad, negative, or positive out of it, is just there. Like you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Cooley gets a gold star today. Thank you for doing your homework. This thunder sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I passed my 2nd grade SOL for the day.
Proud of you.
Then we have mutualism. That's where it's kind of a mutual exchange of things. In my opinion, I think that's probably like the best relationship you can really have in life. A mutual.
50-50.
You are so depressing. You know that? A mutual relationship, in my opinion, is the best one you can have. And then the 5th one being parasitism.
Another Tommy one. He knows all about this one.
It's when someone's a leech in your life and sucks all the fun out of everything.
And just will not shut the up.
Sounds like a certain
Yeah, definitely.
ex-wife I might know of.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like an ex-wife I might know.
Oh.
Y'all are mean today. Y'all are
Damn.
You don't like me, remember? I don't care. Oh, sorry, Dora. Can you find all the fucks I can?
Yeah.
Y'all just on one day.
They
What's in the
all won
watermelon?
today. I'm saying, man. They all won today. So let's kick things off. I don't want to start with romantic relationships because I think that's kind of like a given. We already know we're gonna go there. Let's start with one that's a little more taboo. Start with family relationships.
Mm.
I have a question for that one.
Okay.
Because I don't understand. I told you I was gonna call you on Tommy. I don't understand the whole, oh, but that's your mom. Or but that's your brother, but that's your sister. Listen, I don't give a who you are. You don't treat me right. You're toxic. You no, you are cut.
Man, you gotta
are
give
gone.
some background. You just
My
jump right in. Like nobody knows what you're talking about except for me and you.
All right, so let's go with you, Tommy. Even my best friend too. I have a lot of people around me that have very toxic parents who are like argumentative, not supportive, judgmental, will talk to you fucked up, will try to control or have done so much damage, don't take accountability, like all kinds of just like you name it, it's in there. And you, my best friend, these other people just keep going back to well, that's my mom. why can you not break away from that relationship or set the boundary saying, hey, you're going to respect me, and or if you're not going to respect me, or you can't, here's my boundaries, don't, like, why? I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Like, family should treat you better than anybody else. They should. Because you
Or
have
you
people
get
out
around them and
here.
just have nothing good to say. Like for what? Like, can you? If you have nothing good to say, then why are you talking to me?
Well, why are you keeping them in your life? I don't understand that. I'll cut somebody off so damn quick, it's not even funny. Not even funny.
And
Cut 'em off.
it's crazy because like one whole half of my family is now like I consider them more of acquaintances. Like there's a few of them, like my cousin. We keep her kind of close, but the rest of them, like, I keep them at a distance, at a very strong distance, which is sad because we were pretty close growing up. But as I got to be an adult, it's just like, what are you giving me? Nothing.
How you feel, Tony?
Well, I've spoken about this before. I'm very quick to shit don't go right, just cut people off. Jamie's talking about like my relationship with my parental units, but she also knows I've told her before, like I've cut them off before. I went like 4 months without speaking to them before. But that's a very detailed story that I'm not gonna get into right now. The point is, I've never, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I've never felt a part of my family. I always felt like I was just existing in it. As far as now, it's for my kids. It's not for me. Trust me. I've always said I wish I could just move away and just take my kids and go somewhere where nobody knows me and just be 100% comfortable and living my life and financially comfortable as well, obviously, because I don't want to ever have to come back. But just go, just pack up and go.
So I disagree with y'all.
If they've done that to you, then when you say, "Oh, it's for my children," what's to stop them from doing the same things to your children?
They haven't done it to them, and and right now my children are proving that they are capable of doing things they didn't do for me. So until
I disagree a little bit, just a little bit. I get why. I understand why it's like, fuck family, fuck these people, fuck that people, fuck everybody, nonstop. Because nobody's perfect. Not one soul is perfect.
Oh, I agree.
And I feel like, I mean, at least in my fam, everyone has different perspective of family. And I guess in my family, we made it a thing to make sure, like, my motto to people in general has always been to know who you know. Like, I know this is my homeboy, he's a habitual liar. I know this is my homegirl, she's highly promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, I know who I know. You know what I'm saying? And with family, you get a deeper advantage to know the people around you. Now, of course, I will not choose to have support from certain family members that can't support me. But when it all comes down to it, family's supposed to always be a main unit. It's supposed to be a tribe, a village type thing. That we just got lost in the sauce. It's so easy to be like, this discomforts my comfort zone. This is not helping my peace. That we choose to run from things that we're supposed to actually fight and build for. So it's kind of hard. I mean, there are relationships where it's like your parent is parasitism. How do you say that word? Parasitism, whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Where they leech off of their children.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know. There's a lot of relationships like that, but once, like, there's a way to avoid that part. I start realizing that I can't be this type of person to everybody, but that doesn't mean that certain people don't get credit to work on being something with. And that main topic has always been family. Amongst my family, like, even we all have problems with each other, but we always choose to try to come back together to try to resolve or figure out how the fuck we're gonna hang around each other. Because once we go, because of our problems, that doesn't mean the generation after us, my kids and my sister kids or my cousin kids, that they can't build something better than what we were able to build, or better than what our parents were able to build for us. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I see it. So I understand, but I disagree a little, just because of my
That's where
background.
you use the key term. You choose to come back to it, to figure it out. Whereas I'm talking about people who are just so stubborn and bullheaded. And so, example, my mom's killed two of my siblings, two of them. Okay. One as a baby, one as an adult. In the middle of all of that, and all the toxicity and all the damage this woman did, in the middle of it, I had came to her one time after not talking to her for years and was like, listen, there's a problem in my family when somebody gets locked up and not a soul knows, da 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 da. And I was like, we need to fix this communication, we need to fix this problem. I was willing to put everything aside. This woman turns around, points her finger at me and says, well, you're the problem, you're what's wrong. Okay, so when you have people like that who aren't willing to come together, who aren't willing to accept responsibility and errors that need to be accepted and work past, that's where I'm saying cut, chop, done, go. Like where this is it. You're talking about people who actually want to come together and figure it out.
But that's why I also said it's about a perspective of what each, you know what I'm saying? Relationships are different. I have a perspective to make me disagree. That's why I said I agree and disagree, because I get, if I was in your shoes and the stories that y'all just presented, or stories that I know from, past presentations from you all, I get what you're saying. However, I've been in a position where that isn't my shoes, so I feel like I should stand and voice my point of view, which makes it that I disagree with that. So I mean, it's understanding, because when we talk to everybody's not sitting there thinking these things, and I don't want to just have it that because these are what we display, that people think like, oh, maybe that is how I'm really feeling about these. Maybe I should just, you know what I'm saying? If you got the team or family or something like that, or type of relationship with people to pursue building and focusing on, I think, my POV would help that enlightenment.
I mean, by all means, in no way, shape, or form am I saying like, oh, like the first time your family fuck up, just cut them off, because like trust me, I've tried, and I think that's why, like I said, it's more now, for my kids, because I know, I'm 32 now, like whatever experience I have, like they're going with me to the grave, but they're young, they don't know the stuff I had to go through, and they aren't seeing it for themselves. So if it means that this person can have somebody see them in a more positive light than I see them in, then I'll tolerate the bullshit that I deal with.
And you see, I do the opposite. I'll keep away from my family for my kids. For example, like I said, when I was younger, my family, my mom's side of the family, we all used to be real close. But then as I got older, I got hit more to their bullshit. Like my aunt, she's the only other person other than my sister. I love my sister. We're really close, by the way. But she's the only person in my family that I have attempted to fist fight. And I'm a really peaceful person. Like I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have had an assault battery charge before, but I'm not a fighter.
Side point.
I don't
Only
fight.
murdered one person. That's beside the point, though.
Yeah,
I've always
just watch
okay.
that fight.
I don't fight people. But no, but
You just kill one person.
It does something to me. And that whole side of the family, they just be on some other shit, and I really just don't want my kids around it. Like it's not something it's just negative energy. Like I just don't want my kids around it. And those like side comments, because some of the stuff they've said and done like throughout the years with me, like it still sticks in my head to this day. And it's like a lot of me trying to reverse a lot of that stuff, me knowing like what they said is not true, it doesn't matter, whatever, but it's still there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I keep them at a distance, at a like I acknowledge them, we're family, I acknowledge you, you're my blood, but do I really have a relationship with you? No. Does my kids have a relationship with you? Not really.
Mm.
And I'm perfectly fine keeping it like that for my kids. So,
Yeah, I understand that. Much
So, yeah.
respect. How many of y'all got siblings?
You already know I do. We got one in the chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danielle girl. I love you, boo.
Thirst trap, you don't got no siblings?
I got 2 dead ones. I got 2 alive ones too, but one of them's a whatever.
Now, so I know you have a brother.
Yeah, I do. He just moved. I'm not happy with him.
Because he
He's on a
moved?
shit list. Yep.
Yeah,
He
you're such a
left me. He
brat,
was
yo.
married.
You are
How
such a
dare
brat.
he? How dare he?
You are such a brat.
Oh, wait. What about you, Snook? You got siblings?
I do. I'm
I do.
literally the middle child of, there's 7 of us total, so I got 6 siblings.
Dang.
And I'm right dab in the middle.
Dang,
I
y'all.
got 6
Means a
siblings.
lot. Oof.
I got two sisters and a brother older, and I got 2 sisters and a brother younger.
Look in the middle.
See, I never understood. Maybe y'all can too, because like I never understood cousins either. So like clearly I just grew up a lot differently, and family was not family, and we didn't grow up around grandma, grandpa. We didn't grow up around cousins and aunts and all of that. So like to me, I'm like, I kind of don't understand the cousin relationships, the aunt and the aunts and uncles relationships, and these types of relationships are all foreign to me.
You said they are what to you? Foreign?
Foreign.
So yeah, I mean, I have all that. I got I got the uncle, the cousin, the second cousin. I had the aunt that's a year older than me. No, I had. I mean, so your aunt and uncles. They the sibling of your parent.
Well, I mean, obviously, I know what the fuck they are.
But you
So I'm
never.
not stupid.
All right, I didn't know if you wanted the
Jesus.
encyclopedia terms right now. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm messing with you. But I'm joking. Anyway, but yeah, I mean,
My signal
were-
doing something weird.
it ended up being beneficial and unbeneficial depending on relationships. I have uncles that I learned to not be a certain type of person because of them. You know what I'm saying? I've had aunts that would help me when I felt like my parents weren't there for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've had
What you're saying.
certain type of I had some good relationships. I also had some very bad, some trauma, some stay with me forever type. I can't swim. I mean, of course, not the cliche reason why I can't swim. I got thrown in the pool at the deep end, you know what I'm saying? And it traumatized me, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be with me forever.
It was the uncle, wasn't it? It was
It
the
was the
uncle.
uncle. It was the
Uncles always do that
uncle,
shit.
man.
I've seen
He took
enough
forever to get
uncles
me.
do that shit.
He took forever to get me. Then want to show off and then throw me on his back like I was a pencil, and then swim off with me on his back like I'm riding Free Willy or something, just to get the biddies in the area.
You
Man,
talk to
shit.
him? You talk to him to this day?
Actually, I do. He passed, so I don't.
Aw.
But here's my godfather. We were actually very close, but he definitely did fuck me over. Yeah.
Oh no, man! Like
You
we
know,
talk
I
about like grandma and grandpas. Yeah, so I have a weird, and I mean she's passed away now, but I have a weird like love-hate relationship with my grandma. Cause like I used to live with my grandma, but at the same time, like she was a very interesting individual. She used to say a lot of fucked up things, but at the same time, she also I used to like, I know for a fact I was her favorite grandchild because she told me, like, you're not supposed to tell your grandchild that, but she told me that shit.
like it's all the time.
Serena's in the chat right now saying that she told her that too.
Yeah, I know, right? I tell my kids all that all the time. I'll be like, "Oh, Javon, that's why you're my favorite son." And I turn around and I'm like, "You know what? Shh, you're my favorite. Don't tell him I said that." Shh.
Oh no, Danielle knows full well that my grandma. I think out of all three of us, Danielle was like the one she disliked the most, and Danielle's full aware of that. She definitely will tell you like, yeah, no, my grandma did not like me. Like Danielle, am I lying?
You
No, I'm not. She did nothing. Danielle was the rebel. She was the rebel child out of the three of us. She was.
I can see that.
He definitely was the rebel child. But no, I don't know. I feel like I've made stronger friendship bonds than I have family bonds in my almost 29 years of life, to be honest. Because like with my family, I have more parasitic, more competitive. There's some that are like I don't benefit from or have negative whatever
I'm so
from
sorry.
commensalism. So like,
You
but my
said just
friendship.
put in chat.
Yo,
What?
I'm sorry. That's not funny.
My
That's the true
God.
story. That's a true story. That's
I
true.
think Aaron will cut this. No. Yo, I was not ready for that. I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I can validate
apologize.
that.
That is harsh. That's
That's
a
a
fucked
true
up shit to
story.
say.
That is fucked up.
That's a true story.
I
She
don't
had
got
pictures
my
of
mom
all three
for
of
the
us.
token black woman. Like, that's fucked up.
Wow.
Because growing up, I was super. I mean, I'm still super light skinned, but I used to always get asked, like, "Are you white or are you black? What are you?" And I would be like, "I'm mixed." Because I was
Dang.
like way lighter than what I am now. Like I was light skinned with curly hair and like blue eyes.
We see
So, yeah.
your lightness cooling. So, question for y'all, and even in the chat too, question for everybody, because I'm really interested in this as well, is while we're on the topic of friendships being stronger, like what is your longest standing friendship? So like, yeah, like what is your longest, that it's like more than, oh, we just say happy birthday or happy holidays once a year, because I have one of those, but that's not really the same. I mean, it is, but it's not.
It's the same. Don't sleep on that.
That's not saying it is,
powerful.
but it's not. It is because you know to expect it, but at the same time, like that's all you say.
No, you know why you say that? You say that because of the lack of inexperience. I mean, the lack of experience and the experience that you did have doesn't show. Like you have, I feel like people like you think that you know the pros and cons of having all those relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on the outside view looking in or something, or vice versa. You're inside looking. I don't know. Anyway, you tend to think that this or your idea of this is not the same or not as strong as what people make other things is. You having your right hand friend or your right hand man, that could be more powerful than any family member you have. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't sleep on those type of relationships. I have good family relationships, but I definitely have some people that aren't like family members that I would jump head first. That's my life. That's my road dog. That's my home girl. I will hunt you down to figure out what's going on. There's some family members where I'm like, well, did he start it first? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Like, I'm just saying, don't sleep on
You
that.
missed the point. Anyways, what's your longest standing friend?
So ironically, my sister and I had one. She's from North Carolina, but we actually cut her off a few years ago because it became a more of a parasitic relationship. And it was, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna sound very like depressing, but my oldest friend is my sister. Like I don't have a memory, like a significant memory without her in it. I do not. Like other than my college years, but I don't count. But yeah, like we're only 2 years apart. We've been close. My mom used to put us in matching outfits. Our names fucking rhyme. Like so I'm sad. I'm sorry.
What about you, Tommy?
Technically, it'll probably be like the close circle of my line brothers from our organization in college, but we know each other since fall of 2009. and
Oh,
like most of them don't live around here anymore, but we still talk like almost every day. We still do like monthly Zoom calls and stuff. Like I realize now, like we've gotten older. Most of us have families, kids, significant others, businesses and stuff. So I understand like kind of what Slick was saying, like, for us now a lot of times it is like, yo, what y'all up to? How you been? Happy holidays, happy birthday. And that's all we have for each other right now because we got our own thing going on. But at the end of the day, I know like if I ever called them up, like I hadn't seen most of them in probably half a decade. And one of us got married last year. And we all came, I mean, from Chicago, Connecticut, Virginia Beach, Atlanta, Baltimore. We all came here to Richmond for his wedding. Like we always gonna show up for one another. That's just how we are. Outside of that, though, as far as like, I guess more like close friends, like ones who I keep in touch with on a more like personal basis, because like I said, with that group, we all got our own thing going on. It's probably y'all. And that's sad to say.
That ain't sad. Gang.
No, that
I
is
mean,
sad.
I got my line sister. She lives in North Carolina, and we've been pretty tight since 2012. That's when she started at Virginia State. She my favorite. I'm sorry, Jamie, but she is my favorite white girl. You are 1.5. It's okay. But
Jamie's not white. She's yellow. Look at her. She's not white. Look at her. She's yellow.
It was good seeing y'all. You have a good night. I will.
Why you do that?
I mean, it's true. She's been my ride or die for a long time. We don't talk every day or whatever, but I know like she knows I'm there for her and she's there for me. Like if she were to call me right now, crying her eyes out, saying like just going through it, she knows I will stop everything I'm doing and drive to North Carolina right now. She knows I would. She knows I would. Like I will scrounge up pennies to put in my gas tank to make it there. Like she knows it. Danielle says you're her current favorite white girl.
Yeah, we were laughing about that.
But no, Serene Chaos. She said in the chat, my married friend literally told her husband that don't make her choose between you, her husband, or her, Danielle. She really believes friendship is forever. Do y'all agree?
Honestly, yes. And I kind of have a situation similar to that. My best friend and I, so actually I've known her longer than I've known them. But my best friend and I, like we've known each other since 2008. Been like this ever since. And when me and the devil got married, she made sure to alienate me from everybody I was cool with that could possibly be a problem to her getting her way. And my best friend was always like, I don't fuck with her. She fishy, like she can't be trusted. Even down to like her family, they weird too. Like, don't trust it. And Sarah, damn, I said her name. The devil put a wedge in between that.
Yes.
And when me and her split, my best friend was the first person to get to the house to help me get my stuff and leave. I stayed with her for 3 weeks. I can't tell you how many nights I was on their balcony smoking my mind away, usually on the phone with Snook or talking to her on their back porch. And like, yo, it's good, you ain't shit. You still a fuck nigga because you cut us off for her, but you're still my homie, so I got you. But you definitely cut us off.
I got you. Yeah.
No
shit.
To this day, she would still tell me you ain't shit for that, but I still fuck with you though.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all see how they're plotting to kidnap my children in the chat though?
Pay attention to
You might
that.
get a little lighter
Hey,
in
yo.
North Carolina. You can have that. You don't need them
Ooh.
kids.
Damn. Well, I mean, if it makes you funny about it, since Jamie lives in North Carolina, you and your favorite white girl can just go further down the road and get your kids back.
Why are you telling people where I live, though, Tommy?
North Carolina's a state. I just told him I live near Richmond, Virginia.
You know she got the hitters in the chat. You know she got the hitters in the
A
chat.
state is different from me giving a. I gave a city that I'm close to.
Look
You
at
gotta
her.
tell
Look
us
at
where
her.
you live in.
Tell them I live in Petersburg, Virginia. Pull up.
At 3rd.
Not you said directly to the camera. Tommy, now they know where I live because I stay talking about how I live 2 minutes from you.
They better not pull
Okay,
up.
swipe his ass. Swipe him.
First, fuck it.
Yeah.
Look at Maryland.
Oh, no. Don't do that. I'm
No,
in Baltimore. Come if you want.
okay.
Yeah, don't.
Baltimore, okay?
No, it's not Baltimore. It's not Baltimore.
Maryland.
Don't try the accent if you don't have it.
I'm
from Baltimore. Pull up.
He from Maryland where they say cheese and juice.
You talking about those tutus? Don't come over here dancing like that. Got a wrong tutu to make the tutu.
Oh shit, Jay pulled up. What up, bro? Look. Allegra said,
I'm about to do this, man. Jay is from C.L.T, y'all. I just want y'all to. Jay, he has.
Right. Jay put his whole city in his name. So you can't be over here complaining. Jay ain't scared. Jay said, exactly.
No. Time don't come for no reasons.
Hold on. I just lost my.
Why are we looking at your little fingertips?
Huh?
Why was we looking at your fingertips?
Me?
Yeah, we looked at your fingertips like 2 seconds ago.
My bad. I had see, you know what? We gonna get into that later. Whatever. Anyways, so I just want to ask y'all a question, just side peg, I guess.
Okay.
So let's change the subject. Is being respectful a losing strategy in relationships?
Ooh.
Do y'all think that?
Is being respectful a losing strategy?
So, like, for example, like, and we have in here in parentheses Russell Wilson, right? And I think was it Jamie that brought this one up? Was it Jamie? Who made this one?
I think this was Tommy for sure.
Was it me?
Yeah, you was on that.
Oh, it was.
Train.
No, it was, and I will tell you why. So I don't know if y'all watch. Well, I brought this up a while back, but 8 at the Table is one page I follow on Instagram, and they also do a lot. Hi, Aria. And they also do a lot of stuff with tonight's conversation cards, that page as well. And the guy Hundo, who I think is like a complete tool, he was talking about how he would rather his daughter date a Future than a Russell Wilson. He said good guys and being respectful is a losing strategy, yada yada. And everybody looked at him like, "Are you fucking crazy? You would want your daughter to date a Future over a Russell Wilson?" So yeah, I did propose that question. Like, do you think being respectful is a losing strategy?
How is being respectful ever a losing strategy in any aspect ever?
So basically, does the nice guy finish last?
Basically.
How is it finishing last? If you're being a good person, you're being respectful, you're being nice.
I mean, I've heard some people say nice guys are boring, which I disagree. Nice guys are the ones you get behind closed doors and you're like, oh, you're not that nice. But if you know what I mean. But
that baby's out, she ready.
You know,
I'm sorry, I did it again. I did it. My bad.
Good job. No, I feel like respectful is the best way to go, to be honest. Like, as soon as you lose my respect, I'm just sitting here, or like, if you show me disrespect, I'm just like, ugh. No, sweetie, you
I don't
gotta
see how I don't know how respect is ever a losing thing, and whoever thinks that respect is a losing thing are toxic.
Well, I meant the whole nice guy finished last thing. You want to finish last. You don't want nothing after you,
Y'all nasty.
right? No,
Y'all
I'm
go
see,
get
no,
some. Can
I'm
y'all
being
please
real.
get some?
That's not
Can
what I'm
y'all please go and
saying.
get y'all some?
That's
Because
not what I'm
I am
saying.
tired of this.
I'm just telling you,
I can't. I'm
you don't
bedridden
want
to
no
stick
one
with this
after you. So
male.
as a nice guy, you want to finish last. Let them hold out and be promiscuous and do what they gotta do. And then at the end, when they more civilized, that's on both sides. Nice guy, nice girl, but we're talking about guys right now.
Again,
Then
what
you
does that
So
have to do with hoeing out and being
I
promiscuous?
want
Hold
to
up. What?
wait a minute because I
because
want to
that's
say
what's
this.
happening.
I don't think so. Okay, let me try and word this. There's a difference between a good guy, someone with a good heart, because you can be
Here we
a
go. How am I making no sense?
huh? You said what?
How am I making no sense saying that the good guy finished last because as a guy you want to be the last with the person anyway? I'm making the quote actually make sense.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I don't make sense because that's what happens when the whole
You
I don't
come
make sense.
first, I
I'm
come
being real.
later. um, but no, there's a big difference between a good guy and a person with a good heart. Um, a good guy, I can kind of see when people say it's boring. Like people trying to say Russell's he's such a good guy. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he has a good heart. That's just me personally. Because as human beings, we all fuck up somewhere. Nobody's perfect. So I hate this whole he's a good guy thing. He may have a good heart, they may have a good conscience, a good moral compass, but I don't think nobody's inherently good. But that's like a whole philosophy thing I'm going on now. We're not going there. The point I'm trying to make is like the whole good guy was a good guys finish last thing. I think it's kind of outplayed because I don't think nobody's really a good guy. You know, I think people just have good hearts and good moral compasses. But
So hold up. What do you mean you don't think there's good people?
no, what I'm saying is there's no like I don't think nobody's inherently just always good. Everyone has to make a choice.
Everybody has a past.
Right, everyone has a past. Like everyone makes a choice in their life that some people will not say is a good thing. That doesn't make them a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, if I go out here right now and let's say, okay, perfect example, because I actually made this analogy when I was talking about my comics a while back. So let's say you rob a store, or let's say you steal something from a store, right? But you steal something because you don't like. Let's say you stole some Pampers and some food for your baby because you don't have no money, don't have no other way to get it. Does it make you a bad person?
Not necessarily, no.
I don't think it makes you a bad person. I think you made a bad decision.
Now, if you steal it from another mother who's like struggling, then I would say yes. But if you, I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation
Exactly. I like
or
that.
like the circumstance.
I don't think there's a good person. I think there are good-hearted people with good moral compasses. But I don't think there's like an inherently good person.
I agree with you. I like that all the way. Actually, I like it.
So are there inherently bad people?
Yes, there are people. No, and the reason I said there are people who they just choose to like. You've never met a person who they're just always like
How is it not?
they never choose to do the right thing.
How is it not? How is it one way but not the other way? How is it? Oh, there's no inherently good people, but there's inherently bad people. But oh, good people are a choice through their morals and through their heart. But oh, bad people are just like I don't understand that aspect. I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Allegra agrees with me. There are
Yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't, but I'm saying I'm not, I guess I'm not getting at the whole, if they're inherently bad people, why are they not inherently good people?
So let me ask you this then. Do you
What
think
is the definition of being a good person?
there is no difference? That's
I
why I
feel
said
like
there
it's
are no
good
good people.
ethics and morals.
I
Because
think
What is
good
the
people
definition of
make
being a
bad
bad
decisions
person then?
too.
Hitler was a
What is that?
vegetarian. Oh my god. I hate. Sometimes I hate when I look at the chat. I just want y'all
I
to
swear,
know.
yeah.
Sometimes it just catch me way off guard.
Really, Ted Bundy was really nice. Hitler's a vegetarian.
My God.
Wait, that doesn't make you a good person anyway, being a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see what you're saying.
Like, what are the
There's some bad people with good
parameters?
morals.
Like, what are the parameters of being a good person, and what are the parameters of being a bad person? I mean, we're kind of getting off topic, but this is like
We are.
interesting to me right now because, like, no, seriously, like, I want to. What are the parameters for
They
that?
were just called shepherds.
I mean, it's
All right, I'm done.
I don't know.
like
The reason I say like there are people who are just inherently bad. There are some people who just choose like I'm gonna always do the wrong thing, and I know like it's not a common thing, but from past occupations, I've met people like that, and it's just like
yeah, I have too.
yeah,
As a teacher, I have students like that. Like, yeah, I know what the right option is, but I'm not gonna do it.
Y'all seen Avengers and all those series?
see what?
You seen
Yeah.
the Avengers series? And all? Most of the bad guys in there were doing all those bad things to make a better future.
Right now,
In their mindset. So like,
My toxic trait is I actually agreed with Thanos, but that's just me.
see,
Have y'all watched Ambulance? There's another good example of that. Ambulance. It was a movie I watched this past week, actually, and it was
who's in
like,
that? Is that that's not the Hollywood?
that's the
Who's in
movie
that?
with the guy from Candyman, I think.
Yeah, it is him.
I haven't watched it yet, but it is on my list of things to
The new
watch.
Candyman,
yeah,
right?
and it's
Yeah.
like, even though this person is doing bad stuff and whatnot, you're like, oh, he's, in the other areas, that good person, that good guy, in the midst of all the bad shit. So again, that's kind of like, I mean, I get what Danny's saying, it's not black and white, but at the same time, like, I also just, for me, what I was getting at is how can you say, oh, one is one way, but the other doesn't go that way. So
Well, to get back on topic, like when people jump in relationships knowing full on well what this person wants or whatever, but you get in there like I know what they want, but I'm gonna play games. I'm gonna sit here and play games.
Games
To
in
me, that
general
low
is-
key makes me a bad person. Like you're gonna sit here and play games, but you know what I want. I'm not here to play games and whatever, but you gonna sit here and play games.
Yo, I love that show, The Good Place.
I love that show.
I used to love that show.
Love it.
I actually just finished like I caught like the last season of it on Netflix like last year, and the way it
Love
ended
that
was surprisingly good, like really good.
Yeah.
But if you have never watched that show, I definitely would recommend. I think it's on Netflix now. I think it might be on Hulu or
Who's
one or the other.
Is the main cat? The main actor is a girl. Is a chick.
It's the
Is
girl
that
from what's the
blonde hair
show?
from Heroes?
Veronica Mars. No, you talking about Hayden Panettiere. No, she was from. Was it Veronica Mars she was on back in the day?
Ain't that's it? They made it look like it was heaven, but it wasn't heaven. It was
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
I seen some of that series, but I didn't watch all of it. I didn't get to the point where they were displaying that it was hell. I guess
Yeah.
because that wasn't up front, right? It wasn't. Up
That
front.
didn't happen till I think like the end of season 2 or
Okay,
season
so
3.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good show. But to get back to what we were talking
Kristen Bell.
about.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kristen Bell, that's her name. Yes. Cooley brought up a good topic we can speak on. People who get into relationships and try and change people.
Play games.
That's culture that needs to be killed. Games needs to be
Yes. And even not even just games in relationships. What about games in dating? Like, there's all these rules of dating. Like, oh, if you get somebody's number, you're not supposed to call them until the next day.
Yeah, all that stupid shit.
Yeah, and like,
oh, he hit me too soon. He pressed.
Double texting. Oh, he double texts. He's pressed. What? He doesn't text back within 2 minutes. I'm done.
Yeah, then it's the opposite. The game was, he's too fast. Now he's taking too long.
Right.
I'll get mad if somebody takes too long.
See, look, y'all, look, I sold my phone earlier.
Person though, like there's like one person that I'm like, oh, if you haven't texted me back in a certain amount of time, like I'm like,
oh, hell.
what you doing?
I'm the type of person you text me and 3 days later I respond. Like you're like, oh hey, how you doing? 3 days later, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah,
I cannot stand that. I know. So like I have a friend that she's a really good friend, and like when we actually but like I'll text her and I won't hear back from her from one text either a whole day or a whole week. And I'm like, how the hell are we supposed to have a conversation and hold a conversation if I don't speak to you but once a week and you send me a freaking book? You said what?
Cause y'all said it to me earlier, so I feel some way. Cool. Yeah, Cootie, you the one who called me out anyway. You the one who doing it.
Right, light skin behavior.
How you gonna say I got light skin behavior and just explain you got light skin behavior?
Because I'm light skinned.
Very.
We recognize real, motherfucker. That's how I recognize it. I'm not saying I don't do that shit. I'm saying you because I do that shit.
All right, well, never mind.
Look,
I'm about to be on my phone all day texting people. My bad.
Y'all know me. I'm doing 1,000 things at all times. I may write a text and forget to send it. I may open the text and forget to respond altogether. I may just not even look at my phone for a good hour. Look, don't hold me to that. Oh, if he not texting, then he doing some other shit. They don't have my attention.
But
don't.
If I call you, you answer the phone, Tommy.
But that's,
you have to understand that you know that person.
That's different because
although I called Tommy yesterday just to ask him a question and then hung up. So
you know that person. I'm saying for the person that I'm talking about, this is what we do. This is we text like back to back text all day long, like you know what I mean? So I'm talking about like when you know that person or you know that routine of stuff is what I'm talking about. Oh, Steve, you said you're an old man too, Tommy.
I'm not an old man.
You're old.
I be busy. Like what you said. If you dying to talk to me that bad, call me. Yeah. Because texting, like this phone, I'm always doing something. Always.
I've received your voicemail a few times. Hi, you have reached Thomas Brown.
Fuck, why didn't he answer my call? You better call me back.
I left a voicemail too, best believe.
Jamie's done it too. You gotta call me the fuck back, Thomas.
I've left him a voicemail. Why are you not answering my call?
Oh, that's crazy because I don't have that problem with him at all.
Wow, you gonna make it worse, huh? Bro?
Oh, is that so?
I mean, every call, every text, he answers. Every
well, we already seen on the Instagram page, y'all got something anyway.
Our co-host relationship is toxic.
I swear, Danny, like, why are they so mean to me, yo? I don't know.
Toxic.
Sometimes the phone don't even ring, but we gonna move on.
Thomas. That's who you are. You're not Tommy Bars. You're not Tom. You are Thomas right now. Thomas.
Thomas one.
That's cool.
Thomas one.
I see how it is.
Thomas.
Really? Since we talk about relationships, let's talk about workplace relationships because this workplace relationship right here is very toxic. Let's talk about workplace relationships.
Yeah, go to HR. Remember,
that's what they for.
Go to HR.
Go to HR.
See,
thank you for reaching out to HR. How may I help you today?
I was good at work. I was good at work. So as long as you saw everybody to weed, you don't got no problems at work.
Yeah.
I had no problems of any
It's a
relationships that
liability.
were. That,
But no, okay, so we can talk about these workplace relationships because I have a weird relationship with my I would guess I would say the head of my specific department that I am at my school. Cause like, and y'all have heard me, my co-hosts have heard me talk about her. Cause it's she just be doing the most. Like she'll be in your face, like, "Hey, I want to help you," but then will be the first one to talk shit behind your back. So I'm just sitting here like, don't sit here and act like you my friend, but then like, as soon as something go wrong at work, you not my friend. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want. It's like I can't talk about my job like that on. You know what I'm saying? It's just very frustrating.
Well,
It's very frustrating.
my job, on the other hand, oh my dick, because my job, since we've been work from home, which is March of 2020, has begged us to work as much as we can, keep up with the demand of the phone calls, the emails, and all the other shit we had to put up with. And out of the blue, like literally like in less than a month's time, they have taken all the overtime from us. They've changed our schedules. I went from working 7 to 3:30. I was voluntarily coming in an hour early because what my job requires me to do. If I come in an hour, if I came in at 7 instead of 6 when things get started, I'm playing catch up all day. I voluntarily was coming in an hour to make sure that stuff was going swiftly for me and all the people who I was responsible for. They've changed my hours now to a shorter shift. Well, I come in earlier and I'm working like a shorter shift than usual. That already sucks ass because if y'all know me, I don't like getting up in the morning. I can get up, but I don't like waking up. That sucks already. It's taking away all the overtime. And it's just like with no warning. And when you ask about it, they give you the runaround. I just, after asking for 2 weeks now, what's going to happen with overtime? I just heard back today that I was going to work. They've pretty much just messed up my entire means of living. And I am trying to find some alternative way to make things work. But y'all know me. I'm always somehow, some way. But my job can kiss my ass. I watch people that I train become managers. They just announced today a girl that I trained like a year after I started got promoted to a lead. I've been asking for a lead position for as long as I can remember. The requirement for my job, and this is not to shoot down anybody's education or anything, is simply a GED. They have 16-year-olds working at my job. You can work at my job at 16. I have a whole college degree, and I've been overlooked for every type of promotional position possible. People that I train getting promoted for me make it make sense.
So here's my question is what do you do like in these situations? So like Cooley, what do you do about this person at work or a supervisor? You know, what do you do, Tommy, when you're seeing these things happen, you're unhappy, and how do you deal with the situations? Because like for me, I'll sit here and tell you about yourself and I'll quit. It's a job. I'll just
Snap
work
at her.
I'm appreciative. But like, because I
Well, I mean, I'm
clearly
not
I
gonna
got
go
care,
somewhere.
I
Snap
cut
at
people
her.
off and things off. But like,
She's not gonna
what?
fire me.
Yeah, like what are you doing to set those or to be heard or like what is there anything that you can do other than vent about it?
But this is one reason to get onto that. Um, one of the guys who was in like my little friend group at the job became a lead. It was quite cool. You've been here longer than all of us. Like you deserved it. A guy who started like probably just now a year ago got promoted to like lead of everything. And we were all like, that's bullshit. You should have been promoted to lead. Like you've been running the whole shift for as long as I can remember. Needless to say, that other guy got bumped back down and our friend got boosted up. I'm like, all right, cool. We glad you deserve it. Now you get boosted up and you want to implement this new system, which, like I said, takes away all the overtime. This new system requires more leads, and you give leads to everybody except the people that you know have been working the hardest for you. You need people to come in and work an extra shift for you? We got you. Need overtime done? We got you. Need people on Saturday? We got you. And we're going to go out there and recruit and get more people to come in and volunteer to work on Saturdays. So it's like all the shit that we've done for this place, and you shitted on us. So at this point now, there's only one person I talk to at my job, and that's the one that came on the show like last season, maybe season 4 last. Yeah,
Tabitha.
she's the only person for my job I still talk to. Other than that, it's fuck them. The only reason I haven't, like you said, given peace of my mind and quit is because of the fact my job is so easy and it allows me to do so much stuff while I'm on the clock. I'm here all day working. At the same time, I'm editing YouTube videos. I'm, fixing stuff for the real heat. I'm getting stuff together for tonight's stream. I'm posting on social media. Like, I'm able to multitask to the maximum while I'm working here. But the problem now becomes, yeah, I can do all this stuff for show and still do my job efficiently. If I get another job, am I still gonna be able to do that? Because after I get off the clock, I don't have time. I'm on daddy duty.
So is that just where you kind of have to accept the bullshit to be able to have the freedoms and,
right now, yeah. Unfortunately. I'm gonna, like I said, I'll probably give it like a month just to see like if I can still balance everything out and not be like hurt too bad. But if it gets to the point where I can't support my means of living, gotta find something else. And y'all already know me, like even with me able to do all this stuff while I'm at work, I'm still up. I was up last night, I think, till like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Back up at 5 o'clock this morning. Like, I don't sleep and I'm already up early. Like, I can function off a little bit of sleep. That's not the problem. The problem is y'all are fucking up my ability to do stuff outside of my job. And I'll be the first person to tell you I am never going to stop pursuing my dreams, and a job is not going to get in the way of that. But it's a great when you have a job where you can do your job and still pursue your dreams. Because a lot of times people have these jobs, they have these careers, and that becomes their life, and they give up on everything else.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to get stuck in a life where my existence is wake up, go to work, come home, go to bed, repeat. I can't do that because there's so much stuff that I want to do, not only for myself but for my kids. I can't fall into a life like that. I can't, and that's why I fight so hard for this show. Because
Well, and it's not just like jobs, huh? Because like, where's that been with like in your job? People would let their jobs do that, or like men and women in relationships, or even family members crushing those dreams and those strides. Like we know you and your story with your very heavy, crushable Satan's sack of shit.
Satan spawn.
But
Satan's
That's a new one.
yes, Satan's sack of shit. Jamie, you asked me what I do in a situation, like when I'm put in this situation. Well, I learned from a past job. Before I was a teacher, I was a DSP, which is a direct service profession. And the lady I worked for, we actually, my sister and I both worked for her. We had a very close relationship with her. Like, she was at my high school graduation. She was at my baby shower for Aria. She was at my college graduation. Her kids would come spend the night with my sister and I. Like, we were inviting her family cookouts. Like, we were very close, but then it got to a point where it was like, he didn't value us as friends or employees anymore. And it just became a very high tension, toxic environment. And instead of speaking out against it, I held my tongue, and eventually I was fired for some bullshit. Like, I was set up and got fired by this lady who was brought in that hadn't even been there nearly as long as my sister and I, was promoted up to management, was made kind of like partner in the business and some more shit. And I'm not going to explain the situation because it's going to get super off topic, but pretty much I was set up and I was fired, and the woman didn't even stand up for me because she knows I'm not careless about those individuals, and I was made out to be a careless individual and got fired for it. And I was not. I took, those people were my life. Like, I love those clients. And still to this day, I send them like postcards. I go see them. I make it a point, to be very much involved, or at least I try. So now, as a teacher, and I have these relationships with the higher ups, whatever, I'm very blunt. Like, you go and throw me under the bus, I will tell you to your face why. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this or whatever. Like, for example, the lady, she tried to pretty much throw me under the bus. So in my job, we have a file room, right? And the only people allowed in the file room to view student files are administration, guidance counselors, and special education teachers. I'm a special ed teacher. I have several files I'm in charge of that I'm allowed to look through. One of my files went missing. So I went to the lady, I was like, where's my file? She tried to throw me under the bus saying it was my fault, all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden the file magically appears in the file room. And the lady, the secretary at the desk was like, she turned it in, but say she never once told me that she did that shit. Like she had the file, she was the one who misplaced it and found it and some more shit. And then came to me like, oh, it magically appeared. No, it didn't. And I know it didn't. And I told her to face, I was just like, oh, you mean the file that you put back, the file that you've had for months? Because she tried to say like some paperwork I should have looked at. How was I supposed to look at the file if you had it misplaced for months? How was I supposed to look at this paperwork if you've had it? Like, no. I was very blunt with her. She knew she was on my hit list. Like, I'm not a beat around the bush kind of person at my job anymore. I'm not doing it. So it is what it is. They're not gonna fire me because I did nothing wrong.
I'm definitely at the point now when it comes to work relationships. It's probably safe enough to have them. And it's funny. I always go into jobs like, yeah, I'm gonna go in here, do my job, go home. I ain't trying to make no friends. But always they just gravitate to me. And my dumb ass be so like, oh yeah, work friends. No, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm done.
I don't know, with people in general. Work friends, relationship friends, I'm good on people as a whole. Huh?
You done with me, Jamie?
I mean, you have another white girl that you like more, so Levi and I
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
And
I knew that was coming.
But I've hated work from the jump. I feel you.
One more thing I want to talk about, or wrap things up. We talked about all these relationships. Let's talk about relationships with children. We're all parents.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ugh.
So I had to have the well, I'm not gonna say I had to have it, but I had a little deep conversation with my boys today. No, they don't understand it. Look at what I said, but I saw like 2 days ago, 16-year-old kid was driving through a neighborhood in Florida, in neighborhood where he didn't belong in, and they threw like this huge rock at his car, and he pretty much just like ganged up on him, and like all these people from the neighborhood just came out and just harassing him and yada yada. Police came, they arrested the 2 guys who like was throwing stuff at his car. But they were in here today and they were doing something I told them not to do like several times. And like I got upset with them. And so I called myself like, dang, I really just yelled at them. I feel bad about that. And so I sat him down. I was like, look, like I know, like, Daddy shouldn't yell at y'all. Feel bad about it. I need y'all to understand though, like when I tell y'all not to do stuff, it's not because I'm trying to be mean to y'all. It's because I'm out for y'all. I was like, we live in a world where there are people, forces, entities that don't want us to be great. And sometimes the difference between y'all coming home and not coming home is y'all just following directions. Sometimes y'all know that's not even enough. I got a little choked up because, so I was talking about the video of the 16-year-old boy, but I'm looking in the comments and, like people just talking about, oh, well, he shouldn't have been speeding. It's like, y'all heard the people say he was drag racing. But once again, we don't know if he was drag racing. They just say he was in the wrong neighborhood. None of them are police officers. They don't have speedometers. They don't know how fast he was going. So them saying he was speeding is just a thing of public opinion or thing of their opinion. They were saying he doesn't belong.
How are they able to throw a rock at him then?
And that's what I said too. If he's going that fast, how the hell did they throw a rock at him? And he said they were aiming for him, but they hit the back windshield. So I'm saying to myself, like, in that rock, I don't know if y'all have seen this video or the pictures yet, but this rock is like probably like
Huge.
yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
He can no, unless Hercules throwing that bitch.
Thank you. He couldn't be going that fast. But like to a 16-year-old boy, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, yo, like that this could easily be, you know, in 14 years, my son's driving through a neighborhood he doesn't belong in. Like, yeah. But that's just a random occasion. I want like it's
I
hard.
mean, that's like the conversation. Like when I told y'all a few episodes ago when I got caught up and they tried to put charge me with possession of marijuana just because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time and they just wanted to get somebody. I called my dad that night and he told me it's a classic case of driving while black. And you know what I'm saying? And speaking of like parental relationships, and bring up my dad because I used to not always get along with my dad. I wasn't that close to him for a while. He actually kind of left and walked out on us on Valentine's Day when I was 12. And I internalized that as he did that as a direct like thing towards me and my siblings when really it was just something going on with him and my mom, and I had to like separate his relationship with my mom from the relationship with me. And now I'm actually really, really close to my dad, as annoying as he is, because he is so annoying. Oh my God, he's so annoying. But I love him to death, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really close with him. But at the same time, like I know he's not my friend, he's my parent. But I know he loves me and we can get along and we can joke and stuff. But I know at the end of the day,
so how does it affect your relationship with your kids?
So, and I mean, because it's hard. Because like I always tell people, Aria, my daughter, y'all seen her a few minutes ago. That is my roll dog. However, I think it's an unspoken thing that she is not my friend. I am her mom. And she used to listen to me, she used to obey, but to a certain degree, like we have that kind of relationship that she feels like she's able to speak her opinion. Like if what I'm saying she doesn't agree with, she's like, Mom, I hear you, but I don't agree with this because of this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we have an open bond where we can discuss feelings and opinions and things, but at the end of the day, she knows, like, she knows to respect me. I'm someone to be respected. I love you. I'm going to love you in your bad days. I'm going to love you in your good days. I'm going to love you when you're happy. I'm going to love you when you're angry and sad. But at the end of the day, regardless of who you are, what you do, I am going to love you, but you're going to respect me. I don't know. I don't know. That's the best way I can explain it.
So Snook and Jamie, out of the four of us, you two have the eldest of the children among the bunch. So tell us what that's like.
My oldest out the house is 14. And I mean, I have very strong relationship with my kids. I mean, I talk about them a lot. They're my world. I started from the jump trying to make sure that I gave them each a part of entity to what a family is. Like, you know, we was talking about this earlier about importance. I made them realize the importance of, like, you're not always gonna fuck with your sibling, your parent, you know, a lot of people, but you will, you know that each other have each other's back at the end of the day. Because people are human and you're not made to be the same as someone else, including your sibling or your parent. So you gotta accept that you're not always gonna have the same POV. But they know that I'm very, like, each one is something. So my oldest is the brains and she carried that with her, so she made it that it was her MO to always try to be the smartest. They all smart, they all very competitive, but she thrives on being the smartest in the household. That is her pride. The second oldest is the heart. So she's like the middle child, which I was too. So she got that that part of being the rock, the glue to all of them. They all, no matter how much they dislike or have problems with each other, they all can talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Like she's always that middle person. My son is what I call immortality. I always tell him he's the immortality. He is not for many reasons because he, as he grow up and have kids, that is prolong. You know, that keeps the name going. One, two. Uh, as a king to the family, he has a pride that's going to always be with him. He's very. It's important for him to be the cleanest out of them. You know what I'm saying? He has these things because of that. And I tell my youngest to be, she's the soul, and that we're free spirited. So she's like, she's fucking crazy. But no, I push that on them all the time, every time. And I do that with a lot of things. They know a lot of stuff that I do or been through and stuff like that because I built the type of relationship where it's that you're going to have this knowledge even if you don't get it because you have a way of having some experience before you experience it, or you know that I can become like you can come talk to me if you encounter these situations because I already expressed that I have experienced these situations. So I mean we have that bond where we are friends, you know, but they definitely know that I'm their parent. But at the same time, they definitely know that I'm like mission bound with making them something important for the family. So I mean,
Yeah, something I've always told my kids. I'm sorry, I was going to bounce off yours. Something I've always told my kids is my sole mission and my purpose is to make sure that you are better than me. You achieve and go further than I've ever gone. I can take you to the point where I've gone because of what I know and where I'm at, but then it's on you to go further than that. And I always want to see you surpass me. So like mine, I have a freaking 14-year-old here in a couple weeks myself. He's a boy though, so you know, not the same as the girl 14s. And we're in a power struggle right now. He's got hair in his armpits and he's got hair growing on his legs and he thinks that he's got this big dick energy going on so he can, you know, nugget, he wants the butt, you know what I mean? Like, and so we're in this kind of like, most days it's not, but, and he recently tried me and, it's so funny because just like I told my younger brother, who is a lot taller and bigger than me, I've always been like, I got up in his grill. I was like, I don't care how big you are, how tall you get, how old you are, I will always beat your ass. Like this is where we're at. Like, and I've always made it a point, especially since I'm a single mom and have been since they were younger. It's, you know, the three of us. It's always been the three of us. I've always told them like, you know, your brother is the only one that you have. At the end of the day, it's only you and your brother because there's going to be a day that I'm dead. Like it sucks to say it, but like at the end of the day. And so like making sure that they're like Michelle and Danielle is like goals because I'm like, that's what you're going to have. You know, so it's just the three of us, and it was really weird going through the transition of that kid into the middle school, into the like, what? Y'all are ridiculous.
They are childish. They are childish.
My ADHD medicine is like, what?
They are childish.
You're not trying not to laugh because I'm listening and she's talking about something very serious and I agree with everything she's saying, but I'm being childish in the chat. I'm sorry, Jamie.
You're fine. Let me turn this chat over. My focus is so bad right now. So like, you know, he's recently kind of come into over the last couple of years into his own personality, and which is extremely, my kids are extremes of me, like the two extreme ends of me, they are that. And so even Tommy, you know what it's like when he's sitting here clowning and I just like freaking diss him. It's terrible. Like it's terrible. But like I had to get on him and for him to understand, like, yeah, we can joke around this and the third, but there's limitations to that. And you don't cross a line. And when you cross a line, I'm gonna put you in your place real quick. Because that's with anybody. That's gonna be with anybody, not just me as their parent. And it's just so it's a lot different having the older children and that relationship changing from the toddlers and raising them young and making sure they just don't die to like actually turning and forming that decent human being and having these conversations like you had, Tommy, with yours. I have these a lot more in-depth and more adult-like conversations with mine about those things. And then now struggling with a young boy turning into a young man that is fighting for that head and that power, where I've always told them, you're a child. I want you to be a child. Like, just because your father isn't around doesn't make you all of a sudden the man of the house. Like, that's not your job. You're a child. I got this. And so that's been something else that's been a really big thing and running theme for my household and my kids too.
Yeah, I wanted to point on something because of what you said back then earlier to what you're saying now. But sidebar, I don't like that whole "oh, that ain't bad," Jay. Like, of course that ain't fucking bad because it's my age. Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, but anyway, um, so you said that you always push on them that they are going to have each other's back regardless.
Yeah, because I never had that. But in the moment, I also teach them respect. Respect. You like that's another big thing right now that we're dealing with. And I don't know if Tommy heard me talk to the boys about it. Like, you don't talk to your brother like that. You don't talk to him like that. Like, Javon would tell my youngest to shut up. I was like, those words don't come out your mouth. You don't tell him to shut up. My youngest will, oh, Javon, give me this. It's no, don't give me that. It's, hey, can I please use? Can I please have? You still have to have that respect between one another. Because I told him, I said, there's one day that your brother can choose that he doesn't want anything to do with you because you haven't respected him. And that's his choice, and it's okay.
So I'm about to tell y'all something that you're about to be really surprised about. There was about a 2-year period where my sister and I hated each other, and that's why I lived with my grandmother. There was a point in time that if Danielle and I saw each other, it was on site. Like, we could not be in the same room together. And that's why I lived with my grandmother. But we overcame that. Like, as adults, we come together. We've had a lot of heart-to-hearts about it. We've cried about it together. We've, found the reasoning behind it and stuff like that. And now we've become, because of that hateful relationship we used to have, we are now closer because of it.
See, that's what I'm trying to teach them now in the moment so they don't have to figure that out later when they're older. Is the thing, because nobody taught me this stuff. I'm sure nobody taught y'all how to deal with that either. You kind of had to figure that out on your own. And so that's why I'm trying to teach them now, like, hey, teach them now, respect that. Just because it's your brother, like I tell them all the time when they were younger, like, oh, that's all you'll ever have. But at the same time, now we've moved on to, okay, I put the core in there. Now let's mend it and make it into something a little bit better than just the core idea now. Now it's, okay, there's that respect. My son, here's a quick story too, is my son, him and I, that night that we had that power struggle, he took his hand back like this at me, okay? And I gave him a one pass. I gave him a one pass. I gave him a one pass. I said, this is your one and only. That's the one and only you'll ever get. I did. I told him, I said, because I would beat your ass down to the ground after I called 911 because I'm not doing that. And so I had to, hold on, Amber. I had to talk to him though. I said, listen, I said, just like I cut my own mama off, you're my son and I'll always love you and I will always be there for you, but you won't treat me like that. You will not raise your hand at me like every other man has in my life.
And that's what I'm saying with my daughter too. Like, it's the respect. Like, I feel like my relationship with my child is very democratic, but at the same time, you're going to respect me as your parent. It's gonna be, you're gonna respect me. It's gonna be there. You're not going. But I don't know, Tommy. Have you been through that yet with yours?
Yeah, them two bookers, I have
'Cause
to
I
fight with them all the
already
time. They don't, yeah, they get this thing out. They want to throw temper tantrums and attitudes and all this other side. Boy, you better fix it before I fix it. Yeah, definitely going through that stage. Crazy. But we're gonna take this moment. Versus I think Snooks. Since Snook's computer died, I'm sure that's why he's frozen like that. Yeah, sibling and parent relationships are definitely messy. Definitely messy. I have good news and I have bad news for you guys. The good news is we dropping videos on YouTube tomorrow. Yay! Woohoo! Yay! Videos
My
dropping
thing
on
is messing
YouTube
up. Y'all
tomorrow.
sounding like R2D2 right now.
Who? Oh, you are. You messing up?
No, okay, now y'all clear. You was sounding like R2D2 that whole time. That's why I was like,
God. Yes. YouTube videos dropping tomorrow. On top of that, like I said, we are set up for the new Twitch, which we will be using next season. Dropping the link right here in the chat. If you are not following that channel already, please go follow that, because next season we will be streaming exclusively from that page. Also, the YouTube is set up. The first 3 episodes of this season are dropping tomorrow on YouTube. One at 9 a.m., one at 1 p.m., and the other one at 6 p.m. So, as the rest of the cast says, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The first 3 episodes will be out, and from there, we will drop 1 episode each week until we are completely caught up. So that's the good news. Once again, which is in the chat, please follow. The bad news is, it's not really bad news, but next Thursday will be our last episode of this season. After that, we will be going on hiatus, but do not think you guys will not be hearing or seeing from us. We will still be active on social media. You can always join the Discord. We will just be taking days where we just spend random days in the Discord. Come hang out with us in the voice chat if you like. We would definitely love to talk with y'all, as much as I'm pretty sure you guys love to talk to us. And we'll be doing Instagram lives, TikTok lives here and there. The Facebook is all set up, so we'll also be doing stuff from there as well. We will be everywhere. Do not think we are gone. We're just taking a little moment to get things a little more organized for next season. That's all. So we will give you information. Huh?
Are we not doing our gaming streaming and stuff together?
Yes, and we will be doing gaming streams as well during the hiatus. Like I said, we're still gonna be active.
I just
need a little time to make sure everything's all prepped and pretty for next season. That's all. So, like I said, the link for the new Twitch is in the chat, and the link for the YouTube is also in the chat. Yes, check both of those out. Please go follow, subscribe, show us love, support, and all the other stuff. And see you guys.
Which Golden Girl are we, y'all?
Yeah, hold on. We have a quick question to end it.
What's the question?
Quick question to end it.
Sure, what's up?
The Golden Girls. Who out of us?
Who's the sassy one? Because that's Jamie.
No. I'm the innocent one.
I don't really know much about the Golden Girls. No.
I don't know shit about the Golden Girls either, so.
You got Betty, well, they're pretty sassy, but you got the kind of like the frou-frou one. I know there's Betty White, who was the smart ass, and the other one who was the sassy one.
Why don't y'all tell us who we are? How about that?
I know nothing at all about.
Because I don't know nothing about it either.
Nothing about it at all. And you know, while we're here, we might as well go ahead and drop this in here too. This is the link to the Discord. Like I said, you guys are always welcome to come in there. We will be active in there. There will be days like next Thursday. We definitely plan to just be chilling in the voice chat. Come in there, talk to us, video chat with us. Give us some ideas if you like, topics to talk about. If you guys want to talk with us about some topics, or even just request to be a guest on the show. By all means, just come to the Discord.
Yeah, come to me. We're gonna have some real lounge, crazy convos in there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be a lituation for sure.
Yeah, I want to apologize real fast. I had, Jamie, you really triggered me. I really thought like I just seen my son in front of my face trying to put his hands up, and I smacked the internet off, So
I mean, shit.
Yeah,
Trust me.
But
that's it.
yes. That's the Twitch, the
Yeah.
YouTube, and the Discord. Yes. And if you just want to just follow us on everything, because all of our links can be found here, we have a link tree as well. Includes everything. The current Discord, the new Discord, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitch, the Twitter, the TikTok, the YouTube, the Discord, all of it right there. So, without further ado, peace, chicken grease, and all that other shit. See you guys next Thursday for the curtain call. Later.
Peace out, bro.